What's up, guys? I had to show you something super cool. Check this out. Got a super sick Bruce Lee in real life NFT, guys. No, this is not in real life, but I just thought that I spent so much money on NFTs, I should buy something in real life that's super cool as well. So this Bruce Lee one, I was actually born at the same hospital as Bruce Lee. Did not know Bruce Lee was born in San Francisco. I didn't buy his NFTs. He did have Bruce Lee's NFTs, but I did not get those. Maybe I should grab some. Anyways, today I did my first ever live stream. It was a hot mess because I wasn't prepared. I just wanted to hop on and connect with the CloneX holders because we all thought there was going to be a big announcement today by Artifact Studios, which it's probably still coming. If you're watching this tonight or tomorrow morning, you might see this already because it's up on my YouTube channel already. However, this is the edited version. We're interviewing Justin Hackpreneur, who is absolutely, a monster CloneX holder as well as other NFTs as well. He runs conferences. Up to 5,000 people attend his NFT conferences and DeFi conferences. He's on boards on different DeFi companies as well. So today we hopped on to talk about CloneX and NFTs in general. And we'll probably do another thing for DeFi in the future. So make sure you subscribe, comment, like this video because I always give out some NFTs. But let's head on over to the interview. So cool, Justin. Yeah, I was in our original plan. I was gonna do an interview with you on my YouTube and just ask you about everything, NFTs,
Yeah.
DeFi, because my channel is all about DeFi. Okay, let me rewind really quickly for all the CloneX people jumping in. I know this is illegal, because they're like, you can't make merch of it, but I made it.
Well, you can make your own merch, yeah.
Yeah, you can't sell it. Yeah. So my channel was originally about, how to retire early, couples finance, and no one watched that, traditional finance. And then I started doing DeFi in 2017. Well, not DeFi, investing 2017. And then, NFTs and then NFTs is when everything took off. People cared about DeFi, but NFTs is just absolutely just went bonkers. I can't even make a topic about DeFi anymore because I'm so consumed with NFTs myself. So yeah, so tell us, man, you run so many events. Like, how'd you get into crypto? How'd you get an NFT? How'd you get into CloneX? Because you interviewed the CloneX peeps.
Yeah. So for me, long story short, I got into crypto in 2014, 13, 14 Dogecoin days, started mining Dogecoin. I was a big gamer. So I started seeing people on Steam having Dogecoin and started trading it for, like Dota skins and all these other cool stuff that's happening at that time. And I was like, what's going on here? And then they're like, you can mine crypto. And I heard about Bitcoin, but I was like, I wasn't too sure about it. But then I started seeing the Bitcoin started popping off at that time, went from 100 to 1,000. I was like, okay, that's pretty dope. Kind of went too hard on it, got destroyed by Mount Gox and all that good stuff. Bitcoin went back down. I said, this stuff is a scam. I completely left. And then my friend told me about smart contracts and the DAO back, the original DAO. Back in it was about 2016, and that's when I started to look at it again. I was like, if this is for real or not. I started seeing ICOs pop off and new tokens and new excitement, and that's when I kind of started dropping everything I was doing and went all in to work in the industry and started hosting a lot of different conferences and events. So I'm the founder of DCentralcon Conference, one of the largest Web3 conference. We had over 5,000 people come through to Miami in December. And yeah, I also own like DeFiSummit.com, DAOSummit.com, NFT Con, and a few other properties as well. And yeah, I'd say like I really got into the space and got back into it again because there was the whole bear market too. So I experienced 2 crashes, but that whole bear market kind of wrecked me, and I was chilling for a little bit. But DeFi Summer 1.0 came out, and I was like, okay, all right, let's get back into the rodeo again. And then in terms of like NFTs, I've been getting into NFTs through seeing what's going on with the Bored Apes and everything that's been happening, and from there, I saw Artifact super early on when they were making their shoes. I thought it was super cool, but I didn't see them launch a PFP project until my friend told me about the project Akira at that time, and I was like, oh shoot. By the time I wanted to get back into it, the Fuo shoes were at 14 ETH, and so like I was just sitting there and trying to talk to myself. I was like, am I really gonna buy this damn shoe that's for 70K? But then I sat down there and I did the math. I was like, well, okay, if the mint price starting floor is 3 ETH, 2 to 3 ETH Dutch auction. And this is a very hype project. There's no way it's going to go below the floor. So
Yeah.
I was doing the math. I was like, if I bought something at like 12 to 14 ETH and times 3, then I'm getting at least 9 ETH minimum value. And if the shoe doesn't fully collapse in value as well, then I won't suffer too much of permanent loss. I was like, all right, screw it.
Oh my God, you're using permanent loss for NFTs?
Yeah. Well, that's why I was looking at, because like basically you're buying the shoe to get to mint the mint vials, right? So like you're gonna take a hit, right? And so I was like, I had to find some, I had to like apply some of my DeFi like math and logic to go ape into these like FUO shoes, because like it was a new territory for me, and I was like doing the math. I was like, we had to just try and play around with it. So
Yeah.
that's how I got into it. And then from there, I bought 2 FUO shoes, and then ended up buying a few more vials. I have 10 CloneXs now, and pulled out some cool new ones. And
Wait, so you bought more vials after you bought?
Yeah.
How much you get the vials at?
Oh man, it was like anywhere from like 4, 5, 6 ETH. So
Okay.
in retrospect, it was expensive or cheap depending on what time the floor was.
Oh, it's cheap now. You still got the vials
It's
or
cheap
no?
now. No, I don't have a vial anymore.
You opened it all.
So I kind of said YOLO last week. I don't know why I did it, but whatever. Now it doesn't really matter, because last week I bought a vial for 14 ETH. I was like, man, what am I doing? Am I really going to do this? I was like, you know what? Floor is 20 in my head, so it doesn't really matter what it is right now. So I just wanted to have the experience of just popping right open. And the floor for clones were like at 7 at that point. So I was like, and then I pulled a floor clone as well. So I was like, oh man, like
Well, let's check the floor now. Your floor clone right now is probably worth like 17 ETH, bro.
18, dude. I bet it's 18. Watch.
18 right now? Oh, that's
I
all
don't
right.
know.
Let's check the price.
The I don't know, man. The floor is so thin. It is
Super thin.
nuts. I saw another lime green gang one just chilling on the floor. I was like, this is criminal, man. I was gonna go pick up another one, but somebody else did first.
So did you collect NFTs before you launched a conference? Yo,
well,
17.75.
So not too heavily. I was just like, I was being a hater back then for NFTs, and well, it's also too because like I was just so heavy and exposed to DeFi.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I have guaranteed like yield from DeFi, right? Like,
right. And you still do, yeah.
I still do. But now like I'm seeing the market slide, but then I started also just like taking a look at it. Yeah.
Yo, you should have kept your vials.
I know. I should have just bought. To tell me about it. I should have just kept the vial without even opening it, and just flip. I think vials were probably like one of the best plays you could have done. It's just like buy all the vials and then just like flipped it, and then just buy like the super traits, rares. But it's all good. I'm gonna refigure out my strategy to kind of like build up into some of the more rare ones too.
Did your conference, so the conference really got you probably more into NFTs, like the NFT
conference. It really inspired me. And especially hosting the conference, I just saw a lot of NFTs there. But I think also too, it's just like the CloneX. Once I was at the conference, and so many people are flooding CloneX, it's like super hard. The Nike news just dropped out of nowhere and just silenced all the haters, like especially from the Bored Apes and the Web3, like NFT guys that were like all the punks and stuff. They're all talking mad FUD against CloneX. But I was like, dude,
at the conference, or do you mean just like on Twitterverse?
Everywhere. Everybody was
really
on CloneX.
Really?
Well, because it's like like compared to like Bored Apes and others, like it's not a decentralized project, but whatever. Like I honestly don't think like everything needs to be fully decentralized on everything. And we're gonna see that, especially if we want like the big brands to come in, they're not gonna like let go of their IP or their
right
or the thing. So we talk a lot about mass adoption and wanting mass adoption, but it is, some of these big brands are applying like kind of Web2 thinking into Web3, but it is what it is. So you either want to play ball with it or not. A lot of people want to hate on it, but once we start seeing like Xbox, Disney get into the metaverse, like it's not going to be decentralized. So it's like whether you want to be with it or not, that's really up to you. But there's still moves that you can make. And, you know, looking at other projects like Binance Smart Chain or even Solana, it's not even centralized. I mean, decentralized. So, you know,
Right.
does it still function and work? Yeah. Is it on you know, is it its own chain? Yeah. So, you know, it just depends on like what you feel and see. But it was a clear indicator that, you know, this is a straight up blue chip. Nike is backing it, and they haven't even blinked yet, which is
Yeah.
absolutely nuts. So it was a no-brainer for me to kind of go heavy. But I was also just like sitting there now too. I was just like sitting there, you know, I got into like projects like Luna and all these other things too. And I was like, you know, even if with Luna right now, Luna's like at 52 bucks. It took a lot of energy to get to like a lot of excitement and a lot of development, especially like time and Wonderland and all these things that pumped it up to like 100 bucks. But I'm just sitting there waiting for a 2x. Here I'm waiting, going to like NFT land, man. 2x happened, and like obviously it's NFT season, but like there's 2x's like in different places that you can find an opportunities there. I was like, I'm not going to wait for Luna to go back for a 2x anymore. It's too slow. There's
Yeah.
better flipping games that's happening in NFT land in different opportunities. So I'm just going kind of like where liquidity is shifting, but also too, I witnessed that NFTs survived like the two legs down of Bitcoin, going from 60 to 50 down to 30 to 30, you know, whatever, crashing down for Bitcoin. And I only see NFTs continuing to go up, and Coinbase NFT marketplace isn't even here yet.
Hasn't even opened. Yeah, that's
So,
crazy.
so you know, that's when we see the floodgates. If the fact that we're seeing the prices right now are where it's at, right? And I don't even know what do you know what the stats are for OpenSea, how many users it has? I don't remember the stats, right? But
Users, I think we could check on Dune,
yeah,
but that just shows the volume. Yeah, the use, I think, I don't know. I saw something floating
maybe like
around Twitter.
100,000 or under, I bet, right?
Where is it?
I don't even know. Let me see
Yeah,
it
so
real quick.
Vivi had 1 million users, which is supposedly the most in the NFT land. But OpenSea, I think it was like less.
Has to
Monthly
be, how
active
many users are
traders. I mean,
OpenSea?
that doesn't.
1
That's
million
at
active? I don't think so.
400,000 active.
1 million active user wallets, but people have multiple wallets as well too. So anyways, it's
Right.
like a
Yeah.
million under, right? But then Coinbase NFT marketplace has like several millions on the wait list itself,
Oh,
right?
here we go. Here we go. Users. Total
1.14.
OpenSea traders over time. But you know, 90, well, not 90%,
Yeah,
like
over time.
a lot of bots, right? And stuff like
Yeah, a
that.
lot of bots, multi wallets and stuff too. So
Yeah.
yeah. So anyways, like
Oof.
Coinbase NFT is going to be way beyond that too. So yeah, I'm just super bullish of it, and NFTs are getting into a territory now that it's just like it. I don't even think it matters if there's a crypto bear market. I think NFT season is just going to continue, because like something like a Prada or Gucci, like their brand never dies, right? Like in terms of like their value. So like
Right.
nobody's gonna like nobody's gonna paper hand that unless they really want to liquidate. But like somebody else is gonna pick up something that they see in perspective of value. But also too, when I started getting into NFTs, uh, it's crazy. People aren't even counting in US dollars anymore. They're just like, oh, it's 5 ETH, it's 10 ETH. They don't even care. And it's like, okay, like we're not even measuring in US dollars anymore, you know? And when crypto crashes, or if ETH crashes, well, guess what? Prices of ETH, people will just list for higher amounts of ETH. And then if you sell your NFT, and ETH pops back up, like if ETH doubles right now, and if we are still at an 18 ETH floor, oh my god, I don't even want to know. Like that's probably like not yet. You're upgraded from a Tesla Model Y up to a Model X, just right from there, from a floor CloneX.
Yeah.
So absolutely crazy, absolutely crazy.
I thought that was crazy. People still can't hear you. Let me try to fix that on my side. They can hear you a little bit.
Okay.
Let me just, no, it's okay. I'll just higher my volume, lower my mic. And I have this recorded as well. But it's fine. Because I was planning to interview you anyways. So how did you start the conference? Was that like your day-to-day before, in terms of work, or is that something you like, you know what, this needs a conference and I'm good at this. That's my skill set. I'm going to do it.
Yeah, well, that's really that's the way I approached it. Like I've never, I've hosted conferences back in 2017. I hosted the first like E3 blockchain gaming conference back in 2019. That was super early on back then. I also did Seattle blockchain, did one in San Francisco too called Blockchain Bridge, was for enterprise, and a few more other ones too. So I've always been like hosting and building events outside of crypto. I've been doing this for like marketing as well. So I hosted like growth hacking and marketing conferences globally as well too. So this is not me hosting events was nothing super new to me, but the one that we hosted in Miami in December was the largest one in terms of that scale that we hosted. So um, I'm not like an event organizer like by nature, like, but I do it because I want to build community, but also too allows me to like be in center of all the different projects out there, and
Yep.
that's how I get my alpha straight up.
You got a lot of alpha, let me tell you that.
I mean, like that's really why like I'm, you know, I'm working alongside with a lot of different projects and working. That's why I started like stop listening to like a lot of other like noise out there and just like started talking directly to the builders. I mean, builders are the ones that are actually, you know, building out the roadmap, and you just like look at people's development timelines and the roadmap schedule, and that really reveals what's to come, in my opinion.
So I have a question, because you see all these people, you talk to all these people, you're in and out of projects. You're I think you just got on a board of one of the DeFi's as well. And one of my comments today, which is strange, I never thought I would say this, but I think like Bitcoin has lost a lot of its value, in my opinion. Like, to me, it's more worthless now than it ever was, because it kind of pegs with tech stocks in a way.
Yeah,
And
which is
there's
ridiculous.
yeah,
Which is ridiculous.
and the use case for it is of course not great, because there's 1,000 coins that do things better than Bitcoin. You know, it's just the value is, that's the first, the value is that is an NFT. But besides that, like I just started feeling it today. But not only Bitcoin, but even CloneX, for example, and even these DeFi plays like Time and Ohm, and because there's always going to be future iterations of this, right? So you're only as good as your last update, or you know, if you're in mass media. So what's your thoughts on like staying power for even things like, you know, a new DeFi is coming out, and how does one like navigate that, if at all?
So first off, I mean, we can go through the first topics. First is Bitcoin. You know, I think Bitcoin is just going to remain as it's the first in gold, you know, like crypto gold, basically, where there's just not really much use case from it personally. And then even then, it's just like waiting for Bitcoin to go from like 30 to 60, or, you know, 40 to 100K. Like that's going to take like another year or two plus, while everything else, there's definitely a lot more other opportunities that are coming, that you could already get 2x immediately. Like just look at CloneX was like at 6-7 ETH floor last Monday. In just a
Yeah.
week, it's already like at 18 plus. And that is just with like barely any development. So there's a lot more interesting things. Even if you do believe in stacking more Bitcoin, understand where the market's moving, and you can stack more sats outside of that. And that's why I just like when Bitcoin started to pop off, went from like 15,000 to like 30,000. I sold all my Bitcoin. I have not owned any Bitcoin
Oh wow.
for like almost since like the start of 2020,
Oh wow.
because again, like I've been through 2 cycles already, right?
Yeah.
I know altcoin season is right around the corner when Bitcoin pops off. When it does like 1-2x, then altcoin season starts going crazy. You'll see like 10x to 100x is started to pop off, because liquidity will start shifting from all the hype from the Bitcoin, and some people take their gains and then start spilling over to the low market caps and everything. It's just all about token economics. And now that I started to take a look at that with NFTs being even more shorter supply, like literally like 10,000 or less. And then a lot of this, like CloneX's, there's only like 10% of the supply is actually listed. That's an insane supply shock from there. And so like there's a lot of different ways that you can take a look at some of the token economics from the old crypto models and apply it to like what's happening with scarcity in NFTs. And that doesn't even count like the top 1% rarity clones or these other NFTs as well too, that have even like lesser traits or more rare traits as well too. There's only like a handful of them left, and those values are also skyrocketing as well too. So I started to kind of apply that trading logic into my NFT trading a little bit better as well too. At least that's applying that for blue chips, and just saw it as more opportunities to jump forward. Back into the comments though about like time and all these other DeFi stuff. The thing about like time and a few of these other protocols in DeFi, they work really well. But the only problem though with a lot of DeFi, not every DeFi projects, but a lot of the new like DeFi 2.0 trends is that they were overextended because of leverage. And because they were doing like super degen stuff, like Abracadabra was just like allowing people to take massive leverage positions to then just like print through a crazy cycle of more magical internet money. And what happens is that when the house of cards collapse, then people start getting liquidated. Then that's when you see like these super red candles. So not like if the price slips after a certain amount, people start getting liquidated, and you're going to see another like red leg down as well too. Same with like Luna. If Luna like goes down to like 38, for example, a lot of people are going to get further liquidated, which means Luna is going to be sold off just to like cover their positions on Anchor Protocol, and then that just causes a whole bank run just even through the protocol itself, unintentionally. And it's just because right now, like as it currently stands, DeFi is super leveraged, unfortunately, on a lot of different angles, and it was propped up because of that leverage. And it was a cascading house of cards where Abracadabra and Magic Internet Money was just creating all this like leverage with their stable coins, and then fueling like Luna, for example, to further pump. And that just came tumbling down every time there's like a massive correction. So like a small correction turns into like an even bigger one because people are getting liquidated automatically.
Yeah. So yeah, and that's probably not going to. Well, I guess my question, or not question, is that's probably not going to stop, right? The next coin's gonna have leverage as well.
Yeah, well, it depends. If the crypto industry and DeFi still gets bigger, then it's going to be able to sustain these hits much more better. Like we're still relatively in a very small market cap overall in all of crypto.
Right, that's true.
When I say that, like we're only like 1.5 or 1.8 trillion.
Right, we lost like 1.5 trillion in 2 weeks.
Yeah, and well, it's like Apple is like 3 trillion or something, right? 2 or 3 trillion, right? Just Apple stock alone. So that's how small we are still. So like for us to sustain these hits are, not as like they're still pretty big in terms of volatility. But as the market further increases, then I think that we'll be able, these little blips won't be as hard hitting, or maybe it might be because there's going to be even more leverage as we move up as well too. But that's what happened in 2017 when the whole like ICO boom run came in. Everything was over leveraged at that time because of Tether, right? Tether was continuing to print, and it ended up being kind of like the crazy like crypto Federal Reserve, where they're just like constantly printing money and then giving it out to like these other like banks to then print out more imaginary money. That's what exactly happened in Abracadabra and MIM. It just continued to like do this like degen loop of cycle of printing. Yeah. And then it propped up UST and Luna, and then that also continued on printing on as well too. And then once the house of cards collapsed, the floor kind of just got rugged underneath it. And but it's okay, I think that this is a test of different models, and people are rapidly innovating, and they're going to come out of it even stronger. That's the nature of crypto.
So are a lot of the hopefully a lot of the DeFi people are coming into NFTs and the clone space right now. I'm not sure if you're seeing that at all.
I hope so. I think people are starting to wake up. I'm starting to just tell people about it, because like I'll tell you, like within like a month or two, like I shifted my portfolio is probably like 60% NFTs now. It used to be like wow. Yeah, it used to be like 5%, but then now I kind of see like what's the proper plays to just go. At least like I converted it to like top blue chips now. Over, and it just makes much more sense right now. Currently, obviously, if you want to go for like other crypto gains, you can still. But the way I'm looking at now too is like I went through some of the big rises of like Luna and some of these other projects as well. So like I already seen and captured my like 10x plus from that, and so then I'm going and then converting that into NFT holdings as well too. So I think the NFT season is full, is going to be massive this year, and we're still not there yet. And so that's
It's almost a month,
kind
man.
of, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like where I see it right now at the moment.
So how did you get your clones since this is a clone chat? Anyways, so a brief pause. My friend told me that to mint a Super Gucci is 1.5 ETH just to mint it. So that's
Yeah, I'm
tomorrow.
not, see, I'm like, again, like I'm not surprised, and that's why I don't believe like NFTs are really not going to see the same kind of like bear market as others,
Right.
because like there's always going to be this brand new drop from a big brand. It's going to be like rotational depending on like something that doesn't have development or hype, but that's why like I'm gravitating towards like blue chips, and then there's like smaller NFTs that are super early on the roadmap. And then again, just like follow their development, follow the team's execution. If they can execute and launch through the partnerships like Super Plastic, I'm super bullish on, because you just look at the roadmap,
Yeah.
non-stop partnerships. And so that's like an easy call from like a team that's just able to execute and just go buy hold long.
Yeah.
For
No,
them.
I mean, so my channel, I'm pretty transparent, which maybe will change in the future. So my holdings was, 401k, and then, real estate, and then crypto. My crypto allocations that just went exactly like you. I think it went like I think I'm higher, probably like 70-80% NFT now versus crypto. Because I was doing the Ohm, I was doing the time, and then about 2 weeks ago, I'm like, what the hell am I doing in Ohm and time? Like, and I swapped it over at the right time to NFTs, and thankfully so. And like you said, it should decouple, not only the roadmap, but it should decouple because it's art, right? It's subjective. It's not.
It's, yeah,
It's not propped up, hopefully, by the leverage like they're talking about.
Yeah, I don't think so, because like I think, yeah, it definitely decoupled. I mean, you're ready to just look at the market going like Bitcoin has seen like two massive crashes in the past like couple months already, and even ETH, right? And NFT has just been super resilient against that. Obviously, there's like a huge arbitrage, like just like even like last week or so, like when Ethereum slipped right down to like 2,400. That was just like full buying opportunities. And the difference now, though, compared to like the markets previously, is that there's so much people just camping on stable coins, and I was too. And
Yeah.
so the moment that the ETH collapsed, that was just straight shopping season on NFTs, and I was like, okay, this is when I had to make my moves. But that's when I went from like 10% of my portfolio up to like 50% plus just like last week even. Like I just did that whole shift because it was all like shopping season at that point,
Yeah.
because price was like still pegged to ETH, right? So people were just still thinking, oh, one CloneX is 7 ETH, because these people are not calculating in US dollar value still. But then once the market corrects itself and shifts back, then it's not so much different, and people just adjust and move the ETH back. But now it becomes a psychology thing, because even if ETH now moves back up, people still say like they're going to value like, oh, well, the floor, or I bought this at 18 ETH. Well, I'm going to value it still at 18 ETH. I don't care if ETH is $4,000 at the moment, or 2,000 or whatever. Like they're just measuring an ETH. ETH points or ETH tokens. ETH tokens, right? Like, so that's the way that people are looking at. Obviously, there's other people that do value in USD still, and which is fine, but it's still like it's especially if the prices like fluctuate super heavily, people are not even paying attention as much to the USD value. They're just looking at the ETH trading value, especially if you're long ETH anyways. Your goal is to just stack more ETH anyways, so who cares?
Are you long ETH? Like you've been,
yeah, I'm still long ETH, but I don't necessarily go and buy and hold ETH, because again, like it's the same mentality that I have. Like ETH to go to 10,000 is maybe like like a 4x from here. By the time that happens, or Luna will go like 10x from there still, and all these other alts as well too. So I think that Bitcoin and ETH are great. I'll trade in between it, but I mean, if you're camping like long hodl, then that's great. But just because like for me, like I like investing in like lower to mid caps, especially since I've just track a lot of the development. I'm just going for where the trends are for like Polkadot, Cosmos, and these other layer ones. I'm a multi-chain guy, so like I invest in early stage protocols first, and I think that Ethereum is already more mature.
Mhm.
But if you look at the cycle again, right, whenever a new chain launches, whether it be Phantom, Cosmos, Stellar even is getting into DeFi and NFTs. They're gonna go and activate NFTs first, then you're gonna see all the copycat like Stellar Punks, Solana Punks, Phantom Punks, Moonbeam Punks. Then DeFi comes in, then liquidity mining comes in. So it's a full pattern, and I've been following this pattern for the past like 2 years, ever since DeFi Summer, when Ethereum started taking over. Then it shifted to Binance Smart Chain, Polygon, Avalanche. They're all the exact same roadmap, and I personally have shifted to just investing early in these layer ones,
Smart.
right before they're launching that, because they follow the same exact development and protocol play. So that's where I'm seeing the shift, and I think that for me, my crypto bags currently is in heavily in the Cosmos, Luna, and Cosmos IBC ecosystem, because Cosmos DeFi and Cosmos NFTs are going to be coming as well.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah. So
what's the is it on Osmosis platform or Cosmo? Because there's two. Well, Osmosis is like a Uniswap, right?
It is, but so without going too much deep into technicals, Cosmos is the internet of blockchains, meaning every token, mostly every token inside of Cosmos is its own layer 1 blockchain, and they're all connected, or they're all trying to connect to each other and talk to each other. So it's like 100 Ethereum's networks all trying to like interlace and talk to each other. Osmosis sits in the middle as a Uniswap layer 1 almost, and it connects all the other layer 1s to it and runs all the trades and routes through the trades as a central like Osmosis trade hub. There's going to be a Cosmos NFT hub called Stargaze. That's going to be a layer 1 chain also that powers every other NFT. All the NFT market plates and trades will run through Stargaze as well. So that's kind of like the early alpha for that. So I'm super bullish on it because they're also going to be launching their own EVM chain called Evmos as well too, EVM MOS. And that's going to allow for Ethereum and dApps to just port over into the Cosmos ecosystem super early. And I think that the future is multi-chain anyways. I mean, you're already seeing it through all the Phantom, Binance Smart Chain, and all this stuff too. But what if they're all able to just easily talk to each other, and liquidity can move or be shared across each other as well too? I think that's where the opportunity is for that. So because of that, I'm super bullish of the Cosmos ecosystem at the current run from Q1 to Q2, and there's going to be a ton of liquidity shifts into Cosmos because they're going to enable something called Gravity Bridge, which is an Ethereum bridge into Cosmos very soon. So that's the same exact roadmap in play. You activate a Ethereum bridge, you drop a liquidity incentives, open up a DEX, you bring wrapped Bitcoin into Cosmos, and then from there drop an EVM chain as well too, which is through Evmos, and then from there liquidity boom just shifts over from Phantom over to Cosmos, and that's where you can make a ton of money from both farming and also just writing up the coins.
Yeah, I think we need to do a whole, or like what you explained right there. What you explained right there is what I was trying to do in the beginning was to, because there's a huge gap just in finance in general, like people learning about savings accounts for God's sakes, you know, and like proper allocation, right? And then from there to DeFi is like so you got my hot button, which is I want to talk more. I want to help like average people understand how exactly what you just said, you know, why multi-chain is important, why, you know, yield farming, why liquidity pool is important for, you know, platforms and DeFi exchanges. Like people don't understand that. I think they're starting to now with the new generation, but we definitely need to do another session one day and dive into the ones that
we'll dive a little more deeper into that. That's a whole bigger topic.
Yeah, because you're trying to clean up one right now that's kind of didn't understand the proper mechanics of it, right? Because if you do certain steps out of order, then you're not going to have a good launch. You know, you're not going to have enough traffic in the highway. You're not going to have everything, right?
Yeah, exactly. But also, too, again, it just comes down to like farming, and farming has its own like token economics, and I also call it like farm dumpamentals. Like how much is it getting dumped? So like that always feel a permanent loss is real, and you can kind of gauge like where things are going with certain farms.
Yeah. No, I'm farming some NFT tokens now too, which is an off topic. All right, so back on CloneX topics real quick.
Yep.
How'd you pick your, wait, so which ones did you review and which ones did you buy?
Majority of them are revealed. I have another few
Oh, you have another
wallets
account.
too, but yeah, I have another one too. But like these are like all the mints basically.
So you these are all mints right here.
Yeah,
Is
except
this
the
the
like the
T? Is
last
this the
one.
TNT skin? No,
No,
it's
no,
not. Oh, you got the TNT, the TTN skin to be game over.
I know. Yeah,
But so you only got one. Oh, you got two more Murakami drips.
yeah, yeah. And I actually have a third one
Oh,
too. So and another one as well too. So like
but
I
that
have
was,
three.
you bought that one after.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know if there's a list, but someone told me that the VVS Panda is the only Murakami jewelry.
Yeah, I have regrets not buying. I saw one at 16 ETH. Sheesh. Yeah, that was like the play to go. The VVS Panda is gonna go hard, man. Yeah, it's just
Let's check
crazy.
out how much it is now. But so the question is, well, we both regret not getting a Royal Charm now because the Royal Charm seems cheap now at 45.
Yeah,
But,
yeah. It's oh man, like the Royal Charm is definitely cheap now. It's just I know that it was gonna pop off. It was just like a longer huddle.
yeah,
And for me, like I decided to just buy a
yeah,
reptile
you buy more.
instead.
Yeah.
No, it's also too like I wanted to have the different DNA play. Like I want to have one of
Oh,
each
that's
DNA.
right.
Yeah, because that's gonna play a huge
Justin, you're
role
gonna be
in
decked out on stage, bro. You're gonna be like, you're gonna have the
yeah,
DOB
just
hat. You're gonna have, yo, grab the VVS Panda. Grab that. It's gonna pay for itself, man. Grab the VVS Panda.
I was
Grab the lime green,
the one that I
lime
want
gang.
really. I really want the rainbow jacket one. I'm that's my next one that I really want. But that yeah, the floor is we'll see. The floor for that has just exploded too. So I need to do some shifts around or need to work my way up to that. I'm also mad that I didn't buy a second undead too, but it's okay. I'm not gonna sweat over that.
Yeah, no, I think
You
you're fine.
you and I would have the undead. I think
So
I think
this, okay, so you got a demon.
undead
What's this
floor
one?
is it's also a demon too.
You got two
So reds are
demons. You got
demons,
a undead,
undead,
human,
Murakami, human,
angel.
human, angel.
What's
That's
this
human.
one? That's human is a rock. Yeah, I
That's a
don't know much
human.
about the rock skin.
Yeah. I it's unique, but I don't think people care too much of it. The only time they care if it's like golden rock. The normal rock, some people don't necessarily like it. And then just like the blue dreads guy, I just thought so what happened with the blue dreads guy, basically, I had another demon, human demon, and I sold them for floor, and then I was like, I had seller's regret, like remorse. Basically, I sold it, and I was like, "No, what am I doing? No. I had to go back and buy another floor."
That's funny.
Yeah, and so that's what I did, and then I picked up a reptile,
Yeah.
and then another the Dob hat Murakami drip as well too.
The which Murakami drip?
The Dob hat.
Oh, the Dob had the Dob. I thought you said dog. Yeah, the DOB. Man, that's my friend wants to mint that, and yeah, I was wearing my CloneX shirt yesterday, and I was kind of scared, to be honest. I was like, I'm not sure if I want to wear this in public because it's like flexing a Rolex. That's
Sort of, but I don't know if people know either too, right? Like they don't. I don't think that.
no one knew. No one knew.
If you know.
So what's your plan with these? Because since 60% of your holdings is in CloneX now, do you have a price?
Buy hold, and then flip up basically if I can.
What's your flip up for these?
I think I want to continue to go upgrade. My goal is to just get more higher DNA, or one of the. My goal is eventually to get. I want to have one Murakami DNA. I think we got to get one.
So here's the question, right? Because I find this conundrum also. How do you flip up? Like, because by the time you flip, the floor might go up.
Yeah, well, so what I've learned, and I'm still learning right now. Like just today, like somebody sold a reptile for 35 ETH. I was like, what are you doing? Like that happened like twice already. So there's definitely people that are paper handing, right? And I think people are going to paper hand this week after all the announcements.
Right. Yeah.
People already got their gains. Like they bought it for like super cheap. The floor just exploded so much, right?
Yeah.
And 30 ETH is a ton of money, right? So like that's more than what they had. And so you're gonna see, I think after this floor like exploded so much, you're gonna see another wave of
sells. Yeah.
Sells. It's gonna happen naturally. So I'm just keeping liquidity now at this point, getting ready for that, and then getting ready for the next leg up. And
Yeah,
so my goal is to kind of move my way up. But also too, like you know, some of the floor ones, maybe like the Stone Rock girl, I'm not really a fan of her, so I
fan of
might
her.
flip
Yeah,
her for another like lime green or yeah, I want the red hoodie game too. Like I don't have that. So
yeah.
I'm just trying to like flip into stuff that I like, and if something that doesn't look good, I think overall the ones that I have, even the floor like human ones, I don't even consider them floor. I think they look pretty good. Like the Angel Riot guy, it looks pretty dope. Then
Well, you have a big
compared to
goal in
the
front of you.
floor.
You have a big goal. It's
Yeah,
169
yeah.
floor.
Well, yeah, but like I've seen people like, you know, again, like you just offer like I think that's like an underrated skill now, like especially for some of these
Right.
guys. Like the thing with these guys is like they're illiquid. So like, you know, if they're looking to cash out for whatever reason, just throw those offers out there that's a little under. Then they might bulge. I don't know how to do it yet in OpenSea, but it looks rare. You can do an offer to the whole collection, right? And then
Oh, I
somebody
didn't know
might give
that.
away.
Yeah, I didn't know you can probably do an offer whole collection. That's a good point. I didn't know that, but I mean
Looks rare is
maybe
where
it,
it's at, man.
yeah,
Looks
not the
rare is
deep.
where it's at.
Yeah, so what would be your price or like what would make you make a move today for Murakami? Like what's the deal for you?
100 ETH right now,
100
but
E- okay.
it's not like I have that liquidity to go and make that move. But but whatever, we'll see. Like you
Yeah,
know, like I mean, we saw them sell for 100 ETH, which is
right.
crazy because I think that they're going to be worth more, even more.
Yeah, let's go to recently. So
So
yeah,
we'll see,
123.
and then you got like the full Murakami drips though are also too, like the non, just like the human or non ones are also just as crazy. Um, and then I was looking at also too like the orange reptiles as well too, but that just the floor just got swept
Yeah,
by
the
that.
orange
So
reptiles. I don't know the story. I like so I haven't been following all the ethos of Artifact and CloneX as much as I should. I mean, if I did that, I probably have 100,000 followers on my channel. But yeah, I really wanted to document the space. How did you get into Lime? I didn't even know about Lime Gang. How did you know about Lime Gang? Or you just got it because it was one of the ones that would
No,
it
well,
just
I
looked
mean,
cool.
I just started seeing. I mean, so again, like I started seeing like, especially when it comes to the question of the floor, right? You're gonna see just one. Now it's just different differentiation of the floor. When you see like so many different commons, and you see one bright ass green one, that's going to be worth more because it just stands out from the floor, and that's how people shop.
Yeah.
Straight up, like you're looking at the whole floor, you're looking for differentiation, and then that is worth more than what's on the floor. You know,
Whoa.
go. But
Yo, the
what?
Lime Gang floor
No,
is
wait, no,
27.
no. That's what, dude. I was telling you. That's why I saw one at 17. It's just such a crazy psychology now, right? I saw one at 17. I was like, it's just chilling on the floor. I was like, gotta snipe it. And that's the mentality I'm looking at now. Obviously, if the floor slips a little bit, and you know it's crazy. So you're trying to wait for it to stabilize. But after you're done looking at that, go take a look at the CloneX floor real quick, and we can just like scan. Um, that's really the once you start looking at some of the smaller traits like the non Murakamis and non like super rare
There's
ones.
so many traits, man. It's like
There's
that's
so
why I'm
many
saying
traits,
like,
and you're just looking for like low key
yo, the
rarities
floor's
that
20. Oh no. Wait. Am I doing this wrong? Wait, why does it say
wait,
17? And then the lowest one I see is 20. Oh, did we
dude.
break OpenSea? Like we're not. No, this is wrong. This is wrong. Because
Okay,
it's six.
okay.
Why is there a 60 there?
I
That's
was
so
like,
strange.
bro, you're like,
Yo, is it here? Check on your laptop. Is it 20? Is it 20 ETH floor right now?
let me see, let me see. I don't know. The floor is so thin.
Someone
I
on chat. Someone on chat. Let us know. Did something happen?
no. It's 17.
It's 17.
Maybe your filters are,
Yeah, my
yeah, it's
filters.
17 still.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
This is. Let me just X out this and
yeah.
try to like
Redo it
fix.
again.
Yeah. Um. Okay. So what if you had a prediction? Or let's go back to the floor because I want to learn your strategy because you pick good ones. Yeah, I heard about Lime Gang just from after you bought it, and then I saw Lime Gang like a lot, right? Like through the Twitter and stuff like that. But I never
Yeah,
understood until I
and it
read.
became like a little subgroup too.
Yeah. All right. So the floor on Lime Gang is not 20. All right. So whatever's. Yeah. Yet. So what's your, so let's go back to your psychology really quickly. So you're seeing different things that you can pick off just looking at the floor.
Yeah, yeah, and again, like this assumes the floor is stable, which is not clearly. But even if the floor is shifting super fast as it is, then that's why you're seeing like if a line gang hits like near floor, you want to buy it and just like move it up because it doesn't, you know, it doesn't deserve to be there. So this is the floor currently, right?
Right. So you're saying this right now doesn't deserve to be here. Like if you're looking at it right now, this is the floor. Yeah.
Compared to if it was like, if this was like super stable, then I would definitely move that up, because like just look at everything else like in comparison through through the whole row, right? Like it's just the brightest thing there. But also too, it's you scroll down even further, like where's the next like closest light?
Bitcoin glasses.
Bitcoin glasses there too. So again, like that's what you're seeing there. That's like when compared to like all the super commons, right? Like they're like that even too. Yeah. So those ones could be worth a little bit more higher than what they are potentially. So that's the way I look at it. Like the next lime green floor is nowhere close to there. But what you're seeing is obviously the price is just jumping so much that people have listed like some of their clones there at a cheaper or not cheaper, but they held it at a 20 ETH
in their mind.
or in their mind,
right?
But they didn't move it because the floor has moved and they haven't moved their price. So that's where, if the price was stable, people are going to buy it and just move it up further. But I do think the floor will potentially collapse depending on the news, though. Like it could still continue to turbo. I think there's going to be just another reallocation shift when they come out with announcements that certain items are going to be forgeable in terms of turning into real life, or certain traits that are going to be more beneficial than others, or even different races still, right? It depends on like what the next new meta will be. Yeah. You know, I think we'll see another musical chairs of like of prices, which is cool. What I also noticed too, which is a little bit different than a lot of other ones, other NFT collections, is that again, like there's so much sub traits and sub gangs inside of Artifact and CloneX's. Like if you bought a Jeff Staples, like if you bought a clone with a Jeff Staples hoodie, that gets you access into the new Jeff Staples projects. If you got a Jesus, if you
I didn't even know that one. So that one got you into Stapleverse?
No, I think in the future 2.0 drops. That's what the rumor is. Obviously, I have to dig a little bit deeper, but I don't know if you can. Yeah, if you could clothing, just type in
MK. No, it's not MK.
Or JS, Jeff or JS. Oh, JS. Just type JS. There you go.
Oh, see, I saw you talk about this, but I didn't know if it was for Stapleverse or for another thing he was working on.
So there's going to be Forge 2.0. Forge 1.0 was the shoes, the initial shoes. 2.0 is still happening, and obviously they did it with Nike Dunks as well too, or Air Forces, I think. So yeah, he's wearing it, and again, that qualifies you into like that is considered a Jeff Staple item,
right? So
there's certain things, and it's the same thing with like the Murakami drip, right? Potentially get you into the Murakami whitelist, right? So it's kind of like it has its own dual value inside of it as well too, and we're gonna start seeing more of that as they announce some new meta or meta shifts in there too. So again, there's a DNA play. Different DNA will give you different access as well too. That's why you saw like the reptile and undead floor just explode because of that rumor. But again, depending on the rumor, there's going to be paper hands, and again, I think that's an opportunity to go and swoop it up again as well too.
I might be one of those paper hands. I'm not gonna lie. If it's like 100 each floor, I'm like,
I mean, again, your profit, and then from there, like just secure that profit. I mean, there's nothing ever wrong with securing profit. Like you know, it is higher than, especially if you minted it. Like take the 100 ETH and like whatever. Like it's not going to stay that forever.
What's the orange skin reptile? Is it underneath?
Just scroll down a little bit more. They're the more rare. So there's the reptiles, and then there's one that's even more rare. So right there, the green background ones are the reptiles, the orange reptiles.
Yeah, what is that? Is that a facial feature? Is that what it is? Let's take a look. Or is it just different color just by itself?
So it's the more rare of the rare.
Oh no, here type. Okay, got it.
Yeah. So it's more rare. It's really pretty much like top 1%. I'd say
there are 34 of these.
Yeah.
Jeez. So this would have been something that if people found out about it, like, before this pump, it
Just
would have
look at that
been
one. Last one price for that one is 17.5, right? Like, or 20.
17.5.
Or
Jesus.
20 and 35 even. That's super cheap. Those like the green hair one. That's super clean.
Super cheap. It's like a Tesla. It's super cheap.
Oh, that's beyond a Tesla, dude.
Oh yeah,
30,
yeah.
35 ETH. That's a down payment right there.
Right. Oh my gosh.
But it's cheap for how rare it is, right? So like
Right.
these are at least like I'd say right now currently, assuming things hold as it is, which it might not, but these are still worth like 80 plus minimum.
Yeah.
So actually more than that, probably 100 plus, depending on that. Obviously you have to find a buyer, but like the way that these are like super rare.
Right.
I think that the super clean looking ones are it's going to be hard to get one of these.
Yeah, exactly what you said, because this is good for the audience because I'm not a whale. You're like a dolphin whale.
Yeah,
but looking into the mindset of, someone like yourself who can pick up 10 clones, like most people can't pick up 10 clones, right? And the people are like, oh, is there liquidity? But if you saw this for like 80 ETH, you might snatch it, right? So that's something, for the audience to pick up on.
Yeah,
an automatic snatch for you would probably be like 60, right? Or something like, but like 80 wouldn't be out of the question.
at currently I wouldn't necessarily buy one for 80, but at the same time it depends on like what you're trying to do. Like one did sell for 80 and it was super sick. It had like the demon horns with like earrings and stuff. It was I don't even know if it's listed anymore. It looked like that one. That one right there. That one just sold for 89. Like,
yeah.
Look how much he's dripping.
It's a Murakami orange. That's why.
That was cheap. Like that was like, obviously when I say cheap, like it's just like comparison to the value of what it is compared to the other stuff, right? Like it stands above like the floor of this.
Right.
Obviously it's illiquid until somebody buys it, but and it's a game of whales, right? But it just depends on your strategy. There's the floor strategy. You're just clearing out floors, flipping like stuff that's like on the floor to kind of go upwards. Then there's mid-level rarities, as well as like mid to top level. And then there's like straight up top 1% where you're just flipping to other whales as well. Those are much more slower flips. But if you hit it, then obviously you're in mad profit as well too, especially if you can kind of buy it. But you have to understand it's a much longer hold, and you're going to be illiquid for a long while. So if that is like majority of your portfolio, I would not do it. I would do it if it's a more of a long-term investment type of play, and that they have a certain percentage of your portfolio to make those moves.
Right. So just to let the audience know, like, yeah. So exactly. For me, it grew into that. It grew into a large part of my portfolio. I dabble in other stuff. And when people ask me, like, should I get a CloneX? I said exactly what you said. It has to be a long conviction play. And which I still think, compared to base E, if like long conviction in NFT world is like, like 6 months to a year. Yeah.
This is like the orange dude is already like 34 out of 20,000, right? That's like top row already. And the floor of it is not even one board ape. So like
exactly. We go to Bored Ape Yacht Club. It's like 100 right now.
But it's the same again. Crypto works in same patterns. If Bored Apes is the king of all crypto, like Bitcoin, right? Yeah. And it's 116 ETH. If you got in super early, this is like 100x moonshot for you. You can cash out, and then what would you do? You're gonna you can take that profit and just run into the next blue chips, and you're gonna go run that leg up, right? And so that's what's happening now, and that's why I see these other NFT blue chips starting to pop up as well too. Besides the fact that people are exiting like crypto and jumping in, the people that are taking profits off of this, and there was like one on Twitter, somebody said that they sold an ape for like 400,000. Then he went to clean the whole floor of CloneX. Then he doubled immediately. He bought it at like six or seven, actually more than doubled now, right?
Yeah.
That was an easy move in hindsight because he took his profit and then went to the next chips, blue chips, and then just like double or tripled from there. Now you can buy like 2 or 3 apes if you wanted to go back to if you see apes as like the Bitcoin of NFTs, which it is right now currently as a status, then it makes sense. But if you're looking for fast moving alts, you're going to find the next blue chips like the Azukis or the others, CloneXs as well too. Right. So that's what one of the Bored Apes, when I tracked one of the whale wallets did. He sold one ape for like 400K.
Yep.
And then he moved that liquidity over to clean up the floor of CloneX's. And
So what?
then
Yeah.
yeah, and then for clearing the floor, you're kind of doing market making in a way. You're just cranking up the value of it, and then from there the FOMO starts kicking in, which happened like whenever the whale came in, he bought 40 CloneX's at like 6.5
Right.
ETH to 8.
So it wasn't me and you buying, a couple of clones and tweets. It's the whale.
It's the whale, and
Yeah.
it makes perfect sense. And like within a week,
Right.
that whale already more than doubled.
So you've seen this on DeFi, play out, and then with the super cycles of Bitcoin as well. This is kind of like probably like the second cycle of NFTs, maybe. This second leg up, like the first,
I said second or third
second or
almost,
third.
because I've seen it. There was like the bear market last year in like crypto bear market. Then after that, NFT bear market. Shortly after. But I think the difference now is that these teams have a lot more development now and a lot more capital. And then from there, also too, like you're seeing a lot more mature teams coming into play, like again, like Nike and Artifact, Gucci. You're seeing these partnerships come into play. You're seeing everybody moving into almost 18. You're also seeing everybody. I think CloneX really ignited people to shift into 3D NFTs as well too. Like honestly, once you start seeing that, and you see like the dates, the hapes, everybody started to go beyond just like the the JPEGs, right? And so now that we're going 3D, we started to bring in the Pixar animators, the designers. Like there's some crazy like designers that are wanting to get in on this now. Game designers, VFX guys that are doing some crazy stuff. They're starting to pay attention because they can come in with some heat, with some real cool designs. With all the mecha hype and everything else that also helped ignite the 3D PFP space. We didn't see that before previously, and so it's the next evolution now. Then the next play after that is obviously metaverse, GameFi, and interlate and real utility across this. Then after that, I think you're going to see digital fashion take off, and I think CloneX is helping lead that as well too.
Yeah. So it's yeah. I mean, I was trying to document NFT land, and I thought I did it for like a good 1 month, but not even. Like it's just way more expansive than any one person can cover, or even a group of people, because it's like the internet, right? So we're really like in uncharted territories, because unlike, I mean, maybe what's your opinion about that? Because unlike blockchain, like Bitcoin, crypto cycle, and DeFi cycles, like this is kind of uncharted, because like exactly like you said, all these different metrics that come into play that influences it.
I'll tell everybody this: the CloneX floor exploded so much. People are in like, especially if you got mint price, right? Mint price was like 3 ETH, and then last week the floor was 6. People are already 3x up, so there will be profit takers. This is definitely like a buy the rumor, sell the news situation. But at the same time, though, again, there's going to be some paper hands, and then depending on the news itself, it's just going to be another whole meta shifts of some different traits that are going to be more value than others. Then from there, it really is that's the next opportunity after. So that's kind of like the way I see it.
Is there any, so out of this, because you're so heavy in NFTs now, 60%, what are some other things that you're entering
Looking
into, or maybe like your second biggest holding besides Artifact?
So then now I started to have my other strategy for NFTs. And again, I'm still learning about NFT trading in general, right? But now I'm like placing my investments in terms of new and upcoming roadmap stuff. So Staple Versus is my next other big holding. I bought just a ton of the Staple Versus feed. And all I'm looking is for a 2x on this. So like if it goes from 0.4 to like 0.8 to or 1 ETH, I'm happy. What I do like about this is Jeff Staples. He's 25-year in the making. And he's just a beast. Obviously, it's really hard to tell what this will actually be. because it's just a, it's just a meme or joke right now with like the poop gang and pigeon gang.
Yeah. I have no idea what it is.
I have nobody knows what it is too, but it's just
Yeah.
whether you believe in it or not. If you just look at the team behind it
Yeah,
though,
the
like he
team's
has
solid.
like Dapper, like he's not gonna not drop heat, like he's going to bring in the heat no matter what. Like look
Yeah,
at
we
the
got
NBA Top Shots, like
Warner
these are
Music Group.
these are people that don't play around. So like Top
Yeah.
Secret Star, Dapper Labs. So you think
Right.
that he's not gonna drop some heat? Like no way. He is going to do something crazy. And so the floor right now is just chilling because there's nothing
Yeah.
new that's going to happen.
Everyone's on clones right now.
But again, you have to remember this. It's about token economics.
Right.
Stapleverse has burning mechanism in it,
Right.
which means there's actually 3 diverging paths that you can go. You can just hold the feed, or you can go join Poop Gang or Pigeon Gang. What happens though, whenever this happens, whenever somebody burns one of the food, it's
Right.
going to give them a random result from Pigeon or Poop Gang. What happens is that the current holders, their value will shoot up because it's becoming more rare. And
Right.
when you are then burning that token or the NFT to get into one of the paths, and you're one of the first rare person getting into that path, that value is also going to hit price discovery as well too, because there's going to be only like a certain amount of people that actually burn, right? And so that creates scarcity across all the different paths, in my opinion. Just on that token economics idea alone, I think that it can hit a 2x just on that factor alone. Besides the fact that Jeff Staples is a beast, right?
Right.
And so that's the way I looked at my shift. It's like, is this going to potentially 2x more than Luna at the short-term run? Because Luna to go from 50 to 100 is going to take a lot of Terra UST printing to get into that standpoint. And we're still hitting a choppy bear market right now, right?
Right.
But Stapleverse is still in stage 1 out of 3. So it's going to continue to grow from once it hits stage 3.
I got to play for you. I got to play for you. Up to you, because you're in a position that you can do this. Are you going to be a bag holder? The bag holder for Stapleverse.
So that's what I bought. I bought a stacks to go through all 3 different paths.
But do you know about the bag where if you have all of them?
Oh no, yeah. So I heard about that too, but at the same time, I heard from some other people like you just need to hold a pigeon, and you also get into Stapleverse Forge as well too, and that's much cheaper than
buying all of this,
than buying all 20. Yeah. So to be a bag holder, you have to own one of each.
Right.
And
so the pigeon, you talking about the MetaPigeon, or are you talking about
MetaPigeon?
Oh, I was gonna grab one of these. All right. So man, I don't even know what the MetaPigeon is at now.
Just type in I think just type in staple
artifact
staple.
So there's is that confirmed?
But also too, this is considered in one of the OG artifacts, right? So like
geez, 6.4.
Yeah, but it's also like this is so rare. So like and this will have its own metaverse. It will work in the whatever artifact metaverse is going to come in as well, right? So for me, I'm just holding on to. I just bought one MetaPigeon yesterday as well too. So like I'm just holding on to it because at least from what I've gathered from some of the intel, I have to confirm it still or not. Like one, if Artifact does another airdrop, this is considered an OG artifact. So if they drop
that's right.
If they drop like an artifact token, this will still qualify. If Jeff Staples drops something, this is considered an OG Jeff Staples as well. So his Forge 2.0 should count for this as well too. Like he loves to do that stuff. So that's why in my mind this was an easy play to do.
You just sold me. I just need to find a way to get $18,000 while I just spent $33,000 on a CloneX on a Lime Gang.
Yeah. So that.
But you might just convince me after this talk, because Bitcoin's useless. I got some Bitcoin bags. Let's just get a pigeon.
Well, again, like what happened in my mistake was, well, not a mistake, but like when they were doing the mint vial drops, this pigeon went up to like 12 to 15. So we just need one more event like that. And again, if you're looking to flip, you don't want to collect, which I highly recommend you should collect, because it's proven that artifact continues to compound. Like it's just spawning more like NFTs. And then the value of all that is continuing accruing. They're always finding utility. We hit 18 ETH finally. Yes, too. That's history right there.
Yeah. The compounding
so
thing.
Artifact always rewards artifact. Like no matter what, like they find different ways to just provide value to the holders, and they've been rewarding long-term holders throughout.
Right.
I also bought a FUO
Fable?
trip, space trip as well too.
Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah, for you guys who don't know, a lot of people are sleeping on Fable, which is interesting to me because he's like the space trip before the space trip. But the space trips are more valuable, which is interesting. And Fable, not only he's a more pronounced artist than most of the people who collaborated with on the space trip, which yeah, I don't know why these are lower than the space trips in my opinion. Yeah,
people are just not paying attention to it overall. But, you know, even though the space trips too, though, is like people aren't most of CloneX people everybody's just stuck on CloneX. So everybody that is buying the space trips and even the FUOs are like the early alpha guys. They're like me, like I'm holding long. Like I'm holding long because I'm just waiting for it to 2x. Then I'm happy. I'll probably take my profit, or I'll take the airdrop depending what it is.
yeah, yeah. No, like I said, well, we got to make a promise here. Well, a lot of people is probably gonna try to get you to wear their stuff, but we got to wear the DOB hat on stage if we ever get a share stage one day.
Yeah.
and if they allow it to be minted, forged in real life.
And we're gonna have the VVS pandas. I bet. Like,
okay, you might have one. I don't think I have one yet.
I don't have one either.
So I have a last one to run by you since you're pretty renowned in the space with the events and everything. Suggestion, and you can also give me a slight review as well. Yeah, I think if you have the ability to, maybe you should pick up a FlyFish. I think you might have heard me talk about it a couple of times.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on that? Is better use of your money somewhere else?
I still need to learn into the FlyFish. Sorry, give me a second here.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty much
just
just
have to hop in like 5 minutes to it. But
yeah.
In terms of like the FlyFish, I'm still learning more about that. It has utility. I know that it will probably at least hold or maintain its value because how exclusive it is, and it's going to go into effect. But it's not. I don't. It might. It's a new category that I'm. It's very different than a PFP, right? So I'm not quite sure yet about that. It might, and I'm also like. I have limited liquidity still, so like I'm just FOMOing back into like more artifact. I'm just kind of going long right now, like heavy artifact. Then everything else that I see is just the means to get to more artifacts.
Hey, that's what this live chat's all about. It's about artifact, and they still haven't announced anything
like
yet.
Another one too that I've been looking at was a brand new project. It's called Trillionaire Thug. Trillionaire Thug. Yeah. I know the founders behind this one, and I just bought it because of that fact. And like,
dude,
yeah,
you might be a trillionaire about all the clones you hold.
No, the Trillionaires did a 3x already, like just like 3 days.
Wow,
it's just absolutely nuts. Like no more than 3x actually. It went like 500%. But I bought it at like 1 ETH, and it went up to like 3.5. The guys behind it is just they're marketing pros. They used to run all the celebrities and big Instagram accounts.
Yeah,
and Facebook accounts. So they have like 20, 30 million plus within their own network itself. On top of that, they also have all the connections to like all the celebrities, which you start seeing like they started having celebrities shill it as well too. So these guys are out in Dubai. They're like filthy rich. They created a game called Fortify, which had like 20 million plus downloads.
Wow.
So they just understand like the game of marketing. And I just bought it based on that fundamentals. Is like they know how to like really increase value, and they know how to build like interesting things as well as games. So that was like an easy call back then. And again, like that's how I like do my research, is just trying to like figure out or find the moves from the actual team itself, because that's what helps separate them to actually execute versus like some of these like random like PFP projects that are coming out. I think for me it's like team and roadmap.
Yeah, I know you got to head out, so let's just end it with the next event. I'm gonna try to get out there if I can. When is it? Is it? Oh, this is
the next one is an online one called NFT Con. We're hosting that in end of March. NFTcon.co.
NFTcon.co. All right.
Yeah, NFTcon.co.
So no more Miami on April?
No, so we'll do like a smaller event there, but it's just a short timeline. I don't want to produce something that I'm not happy about, and 2 months is not enough time to produce a big event. So we're skipping that, and we're going to go to Austin in June.
Where?
So
Austin?
Yeah, Austin. So we're doing Decentral Austin in June.
Okay.
First
And
week
then
of
back in Miami in end of the year.
Yep. We got a bigger location as well too.
Yep.
We might have our goals to potentially hit up to 10,000 if we can.
Nice. Cool. I'll put all your links down below, and maybe we'll make a CloneX conference one day. Last question. You've interviewed the CloneX team before, right?
Yeah, Benoit.
Yeah. How was that? And like, are you gonna get him back on your show? Any alpha from there? I know it was a while ago.
Yeah, I mean that was before the reveal, right? So he just said just get ready for it. They've been working so hard on all the utility and all the different roadmap items there. So like from that fact, like I just believed in the team itself and their ability to create. All the different founders from there have different strengths as well too in the space. But now that they have the creativity backed by the firepower of Nike, I'm only excited to see what's to come from it. So
Yeah.
yeah, it was just super dope. Again, like that's why I like you similarly, like I like to create content and just like host people in the space and get to learn from them and actually talk to the builders themselves and cut away from all the noise there, because there's a lot of people just shilling their bags, whatever they are. I rather just follow the actual industry and actual where the builders are, because they're just gonna give it real talk, just like real talk fire. They give me real talk.
we try to keep it real here. No, I appreciate it, and I appreciate you coming on. I know you gotta hop, and we'll probably get you back on to talk about the DeFi stuff, because that's something that's evolving and it's important for everyone as well.
Awesome. Well, happy again. Thanks again for everybody. Feel free to connect, and was happy to be on the show again.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you hopping on literally last minute. But we'll catch up again. I'll stay on for a little bit longer. Yeah, we'll catch up, and soon we'll talk on the chat room.
Sounds good, guys. All right, take care.
All right, Justin. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I know we're a little bit all over the place. It was my first live stream, and the video was in and out. But we're gonna do some more live streams. We'll invite Justin on to talk more, because he has a really good thought process about NFTs and strategy and how to kind of play that game, because he's been through the crypto game, the DeFi game, and the different cycles, and now he's been through or he's going through 1 or 2 NFT cycles now. So definitely we'll do some more videos hopefully together in the future. So always make sure you smash the subscribe, comment, like button, because I will be picking people to give away NFTs too. Stay healthy, stay fire. Catch you next one. Peace.